I think we're live. We're live. I think we're live.
We're alive.
It says it. Yeah, man. Some of your destinations have errors. Okay, well, we're live somewhere, Tim. All right, well, we're gonna roll. You might want to go on your cell phone and see if we're live on Facebook. Just turn down the volume and see if you can see us. It's posted there, but we're here, man.
Oh
Transformation
man.
Tuesday. I'm out traveling. I'm sitting at an airport, so no matter what, we'll go live as much as we can, unless we're unable to. So last week, Tim, we'll dive into it because time wise, what was last week? We talked about transformation.
Yeah, by transforming.
Yeah,
Yes.
that transforming, and just this the mindset of transforming whatever you're trying to do in your life. If it's your body, transforming your career, whatever you might be looking at. As coaches, we've helped people from you helping them transform their health. Um, as I've worked with them in their marriages or their individual lives. In health coaching or training people at the gym is the same. You're helping them in all aspects of those areas. Because if you show up healthy, you feel well, you look good, you do well, right?
Yeah,
You
you
just
do
you just
well.
show up better. You just show up better. At least I've noticed when I've kicked the weight, kept it off for a while, and it's just a different feeling.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so we're just getting ready to gear to get up on. We're gonna get on an airplane for 9 hours here soon.
Oh
Head
my.
head across the way. We're going to Spain. We're gonna go hang out over there. But so transformation. We're talking about now. How do I plan that vacation and not overeat, but still enjoy? That's a question for you as a workout coach and health coach. What would you tell me? Still enjoy, but just eat in moderation. Don't overeat. Pace
Eat in
yourself. What would you
moderation.
say?
Uh, Stay on track. Get off track for
Yeah,
what? I mean, okay, you're vacationing. You want to put your head down just a little bit, okay? But you don't want to get off your dedication of what you work, this far to get. You know, knowing what your objective is, and let's stick to it. Okay,
yeah,
you're vacation with the family, so you want to, get in and be part of all the festivities and all the vacationing. But stay on track of what your goal is, because when you know what your goal in life or what you want to do, you're gonna stick to it no matter what.
yeah. And I agree. I think a lot of times we get off track because we get in the comfort zone. We go to
Relax.
that. Oh,
Right.
yeah. We're just like, it's only for a little bit.
Right.
Um, but it doesn't. It's so easy to lose your gains versus getting heavy is faster versus getting thin. I don't know why. Why is that, Tim? I've always wondered that. It's a frustrating thing.
I mean, just like in a relationship, they say it takes forever to build trust and just a few seconds to break it down. You know,
In a
um,
heartbeat, yeah, that's true.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it's easy to gain weight because all you gotta do is just sit, eat everything, anything, drink everything, anything, and just gain weight. But in order to really stay in shape, in order for really to be uh, at the ideal size weight you want to be, it takes work. And who want to work?
Yeah,
End of the day, who want to work? You know?
it's hard.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the part of life, the part of life you want to be happy is you want to be happy where you're at and what you do. At the same time, you want to be happy in what you look at yourself to be. So
yeah, and I like what you say there because a lot of people, when it comes to happiness, they'll throw it out the window because of frustration. So let's dive into this because I think what I want to hit on is the mind games we play with ourselves when we're trying to um, overcome something. Like so,
right.
if we don't see the weight come off fast, we get frustrated, right?
Oh, discuss it quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And so
Because
then we start sabotaging it. Yep.
when you going into trying to get in shape, it's easy to get distracted, easy to get discouraged because in your mind, at a certain time, at a certain point, you expect you to be a certain weight or a certain size, and if you're not at that certain weight, at a certain size, you get discouraged very easy to deviate, to do different or to get off track of whatever your focus was at that time.
And so when it comes to, let's talk about this concept of getting unstuck in your head versus the kitchen. Because we get into the kitchen, it's easy because we have all these bad habits that we've developed over the years.
Right.
But then, and we expect to clean them up in a very short amount of time. So if you've struggled with weight, if anybody is listening to us and they've had, it doesn't happen overnight, right?
No, not at all. Everything is a process. From uh, being in a relationship, making more money. Whatever you want to do in life, it's a process that you have to go through in order for you to be where you want to be and getting in shape. It's you got to make goals that's attainable and reachable in order for you to keep your objective and a proper way for you to get to where you want to be and to see what you like to see when you look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, and that's the hard part because I think our expectations of ourselves are so high. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course, most people we are our own biggest critic. We paint a picture for where you want it to be. A lot of people when they're looking for love, they paint a picture for what love's supposed to look like and for what love's supposed to be in their own mind. And when there was somebody else, they love look a different way or a totally different way. Everybody got their own picture, the way they or their own painting, the way they were in portrait in their way. But and getting in shape, you gotta paint a picture, a portrait in the way you want to look at the same time, you got to make it reachable and attainable. You can't make it drastic and over the top.
Oh, I had to mute it for a minute because getting on a plane here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the noise in there.
Oh my, I don't know what's going on there, dude. All right, well.
Oh dang, Matt just lost me.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I had to get off the stage and back on because my camera was acting weird. Okay, so yeah, and I think too, what I've noticed too when it comes to just for me personally, when you get in a rut and you hit a wall and you don't see that maybe the shape in the mirror is fast and it's only been 2 months, you're like, hey, what the heck? And you want to, excuse the term, but you just want to say F it and go back to those bad habits of maybe if your addiction was sugar or, and I shouldn't say maybe your comfort zone. Let's call it a comfort zone. So maybe the comfort zone was sugar or chips. Me and you talk about chips a lot. Everybody listens, they're gonna think Matt and Tim love chips. They're gonna start sending us bags of chips.
Oh man, where? I give my address, but no, but yeah.
And so I think what I see a lot of times is it's a war within the head, and I always have told this to trainers over the years, the programs. If we can solve that, helping people to get out of their head and win that battle, showing up to the gym's the easy part. And that sounds weird, right? That sounds weird. Because eventually your body, you start loving it, but it's going to take a minute for your body to start letting go of what you've done over the years,
Yeah, Matt, everything is right here. Everything it's a process right here. Because if I'm going to the gym and I don't like it, it's always going to be a battle. It's always going to be a war. It's always going to be two bulls in the ring, going at it. Because you're doing something you really don't want to do. And it don't becomes work, it becomes torture. But you don't want to do it. So everything starts right here. that if you don't want it, to fixate your mind to get there and put the process in your heart to want to really want to do it, you're not going to do it. You're not.
Yeah.
You know, uh, even being in a relationship, no matter how bad you really want to be in a relationship in your mind, if your heart is not to be with this person, or if your heart is not really into it to stay with this person, you're not going to do it because
No.
you didn't fixate yourself to be there.
No, I agree. Sorry, I'm gonna mute it here and there because they're starting to announce flights and it'll get noisy. But yeah, I think too. I like what you said. Is I think about it like sitting in an airport. It gets noisy with tons of announcements overhead, and I think that's what goes on in people's minds when they're fighting the food and the
Right.
cravings. It's all this noise,
Yeah.
and how do you? It's figuring out to get the cravings because you really don't need that crap,
Right.
and when you eat it, when you're really trying to get to a health place of homeostasis or a health, um, when you eat that crap again, it's like you start beating yourself up. And what I'm learning is okay, um, how long do I how long do I go to war with myself? Is it a day? Is it a few hours? Can I get that less? Does that make sense?
As long as you live, you always going to be at war with yourself. As long
Amen.
as you live, because the part of life is to be happy. And no matter how you want to be focused to do this or do that, your body want to be happy. Your body want to be happy so much that it want to kill itself to be happy. That don't sound right, but for instance, people that smoke, they hear how bad smoking is for them, but yet they still smoking. And eventually, more than likely, they get cancer of the lungs or the bronchioles from smoking. That again, your body won't be so happy that it'll kill itself to be happy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
Like,
crazy.
but you talk about that. You brought that last time as pain versus pleasure. Like you really hit on that. Go in more depth on in our mindset. Kind of tie that into the way we think, pain versus pleasure. Why is that
I
so
mean,
important to understand?
the part of again, the part of trying to be happy, uh, that's a part of life because everybody want to be happy and wherever they do, wherever they go. Everybody want to be happy. You want to be happy at home. You want to be happy at work. You want to be happy in the things you do, the places you go, the places you're at. You want to be happy. But if your heart is not in it to be where you at, no matter how much you fight to be in the place that you are, you'll never be happy. You'll never be happy. You'll never be satisfied. So, in order for you, in anything, the old saying goes, anything working at is worth having. Um,
Yeah,
you good?
yeah, I'm good. It just messed up again. So
Right,
um,
right.
it's just technology. We roll with it. So
Of course.
keep your finish your thought there because happiness. What is happiness? Because I had a friend that did a whole research paper on her doctrine on the state of happiness. So is it a
Yes.
state of mind? Is it a choice? What is it?
Oh, it's definitely a state of mind. Everything is mental. I mean, in order, no, if you don't make you happy, who's going to make you happy at the end of the day? You can turn to women, you can turn to drinking, you can turn to drugs, you can turn to whatever tangible, whatever reachable in your mind, or whatever non-tangible, your imagination. You know, at the end of the day, if you're not happy within yourself, you're not going to be happy. Nothing can bring you happiness but you. You got to bring yourself happy. You got to know what make you happy. Again, it's a process. It's a mental process. It's not a choice. It's a mental process for you to be happy. You know, it's a mental choice. For the path you choose in life. You know, uh, but if you don't choose to do the right thing in order for you to achieve your goals or to be in the place you want to be, you won't be there.
I think that's the big thing you're saying here is happiness is is a mindset. It's a choice,
It is.
because
So
I can be happy with. Here's the thing I notice: people that have a lot of material possessions are not happy.
no,
They'll find a reason that they want either more, or
yeah,
they don't have enough, or
right. Always
they
searching,
yeah, and they're always looking.
always getting. Right.
So at the end of the day, you have to be content with if you have a little, if you have a lot, if you have enough, or if you have, even the ones that are multi wealthy have issues. Like we see the movie stars, a lot of them are falling apart now. Um, just because you have hundreds of millions doesn't mean you're happy. And don't get it mixed up. Happiness is a state of mind, a state of peace, and how do you get it? That's
Yeah,
everybody's journey.
right. Everybody's journey, because
Yeah,
everybody got their level of happiness. When
yeah,
once to ask some people, what is your level of happiness? What is the level
yeah,
that you want to be at? When you look at yourself, are you happy? What
yeah,
is it going to take for you to get there? In even the weight loss journey,
yeah,
what's your ideal weight? What do you want to look like?
yeah.
What do you want to be like? And then, most of all, what are you willing to do in order for you to get your happiness?
Pain versus pleasure, and I think that's you hit a home run on that, Tim. Is do you want the pleasure now or later? Because you're
Yeah.
going to get the pleasure both ways. Because if you put the pleasure, so this is a concept in mental health, the delay of gratification. So that delay of gratification, the two marshmallow concept, right? Put a
Hmm.
kid in the room. I don't know how true this study is, but I hear it. They put kids in the room. They say, "Hey, if you wait 1 minute or a few minutes, we'll give you, instead of that one big marshmallow, we'll give you two."
Right.
But most of the kids couldn't wait in this. I don't know how. We'll have to fact check it, but it's a good analogy either way of delay gratification, right? So if I
Hmm.
can put off my delay of gratification and lose that weight, get to the ideal state of weight loss, what my weight loss then equals how I feel about myself, then increases my confidence, then increases certain sectors of happiness, then I can enjoy that stuff later. Maybe not
Yeah.
now, but if I just put it off for a minute and get to that state of mind I want to be in, or that shape of body, and maybe you won't get there. Maybe because I know happy people that are not skinny, Tim.
Right.
They're just happy as heck. They love life, and maybe that's just not their goal. You know.
Right.
Well, what we're talking about is what is your goal, and if you want to get healthy, if it means just, it doesn't mean to get huge and be a bodybuilder. It might just mean lose some extra pounds to live longer, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
most of all, as I
yeah,
always say, you wanna like what you see when you look yourself in the mirror.
yeah, and it could be just maybe no gut and just a few more pounds lighter, and you can wear that one pair of pants that you've always wanted to wear again when you were a young lad, and or maybe you've just never. What do you talk? Let's talk about the ones that have never experienced being skinny in their lives, and they've just, because I've been,
Small.
yeah, or small or mid size or whatever.
Right.
I didn't start having weight issues until my late 30s, because I started going to school, long college classes, all this, sitting in
Marriage,
classrooms. Yeah, marriage added
relationships,
that 40 pound.
life.
That's no
Right.
joke, man.
Right.
Newlywed 40 pounds or whatever they call it.
Right.
And then it just keeps going after the 40. Because and then you get into your career, and it's easier just to go work and then go home and go to sleep and not go to
It's
the
easy.
gym,
It's easy.
because that's not your lifestyle. Now, if you're a gym goer, because I was fit when I was younger, I was
Right.
an athlete, but I didn't go to the gym, Tim. I played a lot of soccer, so I ran a
Yeah.
lot.
You
I
ran a
hate
lot.
running. I hate running today. Yeah, I don't like running. So then my
Right.
question is, how do you get out of that mindset? No, I have some.
Right.
So
How
yeah,
how do you get out the mindset? And more as you substitute. Since you don't like running, you try to find other things. Walk or walk with your mate, or see if somebody can walk with you, or bike riding, or the best
yeah,
cardio, swimming, but you got to substitute somehow, some way. You know, uh,
yeah.
I talk to
But
some people like I
but
talk to some people. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, go into the mindset of this, because if I've never been, because it's hard for people. What I guess my question was is, if they've never have seen that part of life where they've always been heavy since they were kids, how do they how do they get through that struggle, that mindset? Because it is an uphill battle mentally if you want
Yeah,
to go after it.
yeah. I mean, I had someone I was training before, and as I mentioned before, uh, she said, in her whole life, she always been big her whole life, and that's all she knows is to be big. And because you could say I was getting on her about her diet. When she get through working out with me, what do you go home and do? And she was telling me some things, and same time, her husband wasn't being supportive. Uh, but as I told her, it take a made up mind to want to see something different, because she was telling me how when I look in the mirror, I'm not liking what I see. So I was, and when I chastised her, I wasn't chastising her, really beating her. I was just more making correction. What do you really want? Why are we working for
Yeah.
what are we working to do? You know, and she tell me, as I said, she said she should be big her whole life. I said, well, if you've been big your whole life and you don't like what you see, why do you choose to stay in this box?
Yeah. Why
Because
do we choose that?
right, and you choose it because you don't see yourself coming outside the box.
Mm,
You see
and that,
yourself being content where you are,
yeah.
and that's where you see yourself, because that's where
And
you
I
always been.
and I can relate with that after so many decades of being there, because a lot of us think of, well, Tim, you don't know, you've never struggled with it.
Right.
But Tim struggled with other things. That's what people
Yeah.
don't understand. It might not be the weight side of things, and that's where they each of us have our own inner struggle. Period.
Yes.
And it could be your struggle's weight, and it's been since you were a kid. My struggle might be just self confidence, and then through that self confidence, throughout my mid, adolescent or adulthood, I added weight on, which didn't help. So, I have a sister that's overweight as well, and that's what she says. She'll say, "Well, nobody understands. It's just so hard." And I'm like, "Well, I know. I don't think anybody was saying that it's not.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but it's just deciding to start. You know what I mean? Start the
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah. And everything, as you said, Matt, it starts in the mind. It starts in the head. To what do you want? Who you look yourself to be? What is your purpose? What's your objective? And once you fixate your mind to want to do different, then you purpose in your heart that I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
And once you do that, and again, it's got to be a reachable and attainable goal. And
Right.
set the goals, and with your goals, set deadlines that's attainable and reachable. And once you start setting goals and you're working towards it, start marking down of what you did and how far you came, and keep track of it. If not daily, definitely weekly. And
Yeah.
and,
That's
and,
it.
and make sure you go to the see yourself going to the gym or some type of fitness 3-4 times a week.
Yeah. I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting ready to go travel. I'm gonna do my workouts while I'm gone. I'm gonna try to really focus on what intake I'm taking, you know, caloric wise.
Right.
Because at the end, I can still enjoy, but it's just the amount.
Of course.
And then keeping that track, because it's been 2 hard months. Why throw it all away, right?
Yeah.
And yeah,
The part when people eat, when people indulge in eating, some people just it feels good to overeat. It
yes,
feels
it
good to be
fills
overly satisfied. Not satisfied, but overly satisfied. And
fills the blood.
yeah. Oh, and what's overly satisfied is you satisfied and you eat more because it's so good. You want
Yeah.
more because you just can't get enough.
Well, and
And
it's that one hunger hormone I can't remember what it's called, but it doesn't turn off
right,
until because you've it's kind of like a damaged switch. You just you keep you keep pushing it. Um,
right.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a part where you you're desiring food where we're eating and you're satisfied already, and you just want more and more, and can't get enough until you're just totally feel and feeling fat and hurt. So it's just a part of where you're eating so much where you hurt yourself, which I did a few times before, especially when I
Yeah,
was
yeah, it's tough. Well, we're running to the end here, and I'm getting ready to jump on a plane. So I wanted to ask you, what is your takeaway for today? What is something you can leave with them?
One thing I would definitely leave is fixate your mind to reach a goal, and set goals. Set goals that's reachable and attainable, and stick to it. Because if you set goals and you don't have deadlines or a dead end, or for the time you plan on reaching it, it's just a dream. So when you set goals, set by certain deadline, by certain time, by certain, or even setting goals that you're going to work out at least 3 times a week, 4 times a week, at the same time every day, and stick to
Yep,
it. And
stick
once
to
you
it.
get past the first 20 to 31 days, then you fixate your body to get set into a routine. Because we as human beings, we're used to a routine.
Exactly, and I would echo that. Just from my experience right now in the journey, it's just starting 2 months into it. Just set that goal. Don't get discouraged, even if you screw up and fall down, and you have a bad
Yeah.
day and you overeat. You didn't waste all, because you got to remember you've been in a deficit for 2 months. You didn't screw it up in one day. So you have to just kind of remember that one day is not 2 months. One
Right.
day is not the 1 month that you've been consistent. So if you've been consistent for a week, and you have a mess up half a day, one day, that doesn't destroy your whole good week.
No, it don't.
And that's what a lot of us get in our heads, is that, well, I screwed up, well, and then we call it, let's just funk it up even more, and we just start really going to town, and then we start hating ourselves and self-loathing and get into that. I'd say break that cycle.
Yeah.
Stay in. You might visit it, but here's the question: how long are you going to stay in your crap? Get out of it sooner. And the
Right.
more you just get out of it, the less you're in it. Then you're going to start seeing success, and then slowly, it's going to take 90 days, 65 days, a year to get out of the bad habits you caused over decades.
Right. Right.
Period.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's where I'm at in my journey, and I think that's what I'm starting to notice in this last hurrah. Like I tell you, Tim, I can't keep yo-yoing because I'm losing years now.
Right.
we're,
Right.
we're,
Right.
we're starting to get gray.
Oh, who you telling?
Oh,
Yeah.
my kids tell me every day. So, well, Tim, it's always a pleasure, man. Transformation Tuesday with Tim is one of my favorite days. Guys, we're going to start um, doing it about around this time. We're going to do, we set Tim around 5 every Tuesday,
hmm
right?
hmm
Because it seems like that's when everybody's on, and we'll start really hitting being consistent. And if you guys need anything, like Tim and I were deciding we wanted to kind of test run this, I think we now feel like it's a good thing. So we're going to now really buckle in and go
Yeah.
all in.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, all right, Tim, always a pleasure. I'm going to get
Man,
on the road.
Matt, you my brother. Make it back to me, bro. Be safe. Have fun. Enjoy. Tell the family hello, and I wish you the best, brother.
All right. See you later. Oh, here's the football player over there, Tim.
Oh, day.
Yeah.
Renzel.
Renzel's right there. Look, Renzel. Say hi to Tim.
What's up, brother?
Yeah. All right, man. We'll see you
All
later.
right. Have a good
Take
one,
care.
Matt. All
All right.
right.
Bye.